Hello, everybody. It's Ken Faulkner. We're getting into the thick of it now. This is like the big storage containers. Got four of them. We've already gone through one of them, but we did in parts with the brand battles. Now we're getting into the three different sections of the majority of my collection. Yes, this is a lot. So I'm gonna try to do this quick, not do too much. They kind of control that ADHD, so I don't like go off on a different tangent. I do have the sliding door open because the cat's outside on the catio. It's like his little place. I get to barbecue out there once in a while, but it's he's the main one that rules it. We got him. We're doing like these sub Q fluids for him. So he's had a kind of a hard day today. He had to get some of those fluids put in him, the IV thing, and we do that at home. But so I don't want to drag him in, close the door. That's what I normally do, but I gotta be nice to him. So there's background noise. We're just gonna have to put up with the best we can. We're on the budget case. This is the budget case. I did like a restructuring of my storage also because I wanted to get. I say a lot that budget is $100 or less. So that's kind of what I did with the collection. I kind of put $100 less knives in this container. So there's a lot here still. I mean, certainly early on, and even some of these are very recent ones are budget knives. I love a good value. If I can find something that really interests me, it kind of gets to the point where some of this stuff is a little bit like the same. So I'm kind of looking for more unique stuff. So I'm just going to start pouring through this thing. Not a lot of detail. Well, as much as I can hold myself from saying, but yeah, we're going to get into it. Let's see. We'll start for the budget of the budget. Way down at the end here, we got the Ozark Trail. Now, this is not the Ozark Grail. This is not that. This one is a 7-inch folding knife. What an awesome name. Yeah. So, yeah, I know that some of their stuff is better. This is the only one I have in my collection. I did get this one on a giveaway at one point. So, it's kind of a beater knife. It's kind of like, but it kind of sits in the collection. Unfortunately, it's kind of sad. But yeah, you could tell that the detent is pretty much non-existent with it. I wouldn't mind checking out one of those newer ones they got coming out. Everybody's raving about it. They can't be like this, right? There's no way. But this one is like, blinder locks, stainless steel. That's the steel, stainless steel. Polymer handles, $5.94, beats the price. So there's that noise. Sorry, guys. But earlier we had like car alarms going off and sirens racing down the street. So hopefully we won't be having any more of that. We'll see. So anyway, this is this is like you get a knife just to have a knife so you can cut stuff, and that's it. And it'll do that. It'll do that for sure. Not horrible. I mean, we're talking the tip down sort of thing. Man, that is so hard on me because the majority of my stuff is tip up, and and I know a lot of people like the tip down thing, but it's hard to get used to, and I think I wouldn't write it off. Wouldn't say one side is better than the other. It's just what I'm used to. So anyway, that's number one. Let's put it back in the case. This will make it easier for me at the end to put stuff away. Sometimes I get a bunch of knives out and then I have to put them all back. That's the downside. Next, another one. Check that guy out. Look at that fanciness. We are coming straight out of the gas station with this one. M-Tech. It was actually something I bought on Amazon. Assisted. Seriously assisted. Got that texture on there. What are we calling this? Nylon fiber. That's what they're calling it. It says a harpoon. It's got some jimpy jimps. Very small. can lock in with it, but you can also open up your bottles. You got lanyard slash attention getter on there. You got the hole. It works okay, I guess. Yep, there it is. And it has a back flipper. I usually just backflip it. I mean, just because, I don't really, like I said, this is another one of those ones that I don't carry much. I did get this early on, back when I was looking for small knives. At first, I collected for years and everything was big, but I didn't carry them. And then when I started carrying them, I thought, well, I work in an office, so I just wanted to stay as small as possible. Oh, another tip down. And so, yeah, I saw this one. Didn't know much about knives at the time. This is real early on, It looked pretty fancy with that mirror polish, right? I think it's like mirror paint. But anyway, these are the things that we go through as we learn. You gotta learn, right? You gotta start somewhere, and that's where I started. This is an early one as well. CRKT. I like this one actually. This is when I was really thinking about having a knife for tactical reasons. Before I really got the idea that, EDC means that you have it to do, to be a tool and to do work with it. So I kind of like got this one because it looked like it had a really good grip, full size handle. It feels good in the hand. You can feel that clip, definitely with that spoon type of clip. A little bit extreme there. I did lose a screw. I think I contacted the company and they sent me a screw. Something like that a while ago. Got the part serrations. Not common in my collection anymore. This has a secondary lock on it. So yeah. So I'm locked. I guess it's like a fixed blade, right? Anyhow, it's a decent one. It's kind of hard to get sharp. I mean, because this is what we're talking about, 8CR MOV, and I don't know. It just never has really gotten a great edge on it. Very thick behind the edge. Solid. I mean, if you're talking about something tactical, you really aren't looking so much for the sliciness. And since this thing, starts to bevel down from halfway up, I think it's got a slight hollow grind though. You're not going to be too thin behind the edge, but that way you don't have to sharpen it too much. Anyhow, I guess is the finer edges are the ones that are going to kind of wear out sooner. At least that's my perception. You might remember this one if you've been watching the channel for a while. This is a while ago. I got this one free at Blade Show when I bought another case. Those ones that are from Vault. This is a smaller example of one. More knives in there. I mean, even after I get through these bigger cases, it's going to still be some more stragglers. Revo Knives Canyon. This one is actually 4CR13 MOV, and I went through this whole thing with it where I guess this I don't know. It's a button lock. It must have like a pretty decent heat treat because I tried to dull it. I figured, well, I'll dull it and then I'll just see how well it sharpens up quick and kind of get the idea for. There's that damn alarm again. Sorry, guys. See how easy it is to sharpen and whether it's even worth it to deal with or not. But this thing held up. It still has a good edge on it. I think I finally did end up putting an edge on it, but it surprised the hell out of me. Hollow grind. Cut lots of materials. Jeans, ropes, zip ties, just everything. I was trying to find something that'll dull this thing, and it did dull down in some, but yeah, it was really good. It's just super impressive. I mean, it's a smaller knife. Revo, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say that overall that the fit and finish is amazing. Clip's not amazing. Nothing amazing about it, but I was really surprised because I was just expecting it to be dulling out really fast with 4CR, and it didn't. I mean, maybe it's something wrong with me. Maybe it's not the steel. The steel's so great, but maybe I was bad getting it sharpened or getting it dulled. I mean, all right. So here we go. F and grow, right? I gotta double check that one. F and grow. This is the EF936. I saw this one on Bees' channel early days. I don't know if you remember that one. That was a while ago. And I just love that. It's like that recurve, that crazy blade shape, crazy handle, and everything like that. This is still early on. I really didn't know a lot. You know, I think that maybe one side was captive, and I was trying to turn it, and I stripped it out. You can see how kind of the wear here, and I ended up making this into a flathead in order to get it tightened back again. I just filed it down. You can see I even filed into the scale, but it was cheap. What are we talking about? We're up to 25 bucks. 25 bucks. I know some people think, you know, that's not too cheap. And it's actually not a bad knife. I mean, really, it's not bad. D2 steel, harpoon blade. It's nice. I mean, I do like the recurve on it. It doesn't get carried that much. It's got a nice thumb ramp with some jimping on it. Odd looking, but it's fairly comfortable, and this choke up spot is really good right here. But anyway, on to the next one. This is another funny one. Another one for Bees. Bees was an early influence. Once I got away from just looking at stuff from Blade HQ, their videos, and just seeing the latest ones, I would watch Bees blades, and this was intriguing to me because at that time I didn't have any frag or titanium knives, and this was in my budget at the time. So what are we talking about? I gotta keep track here. We're up to the Massillon. So this is the Massillon. It's the KNI 215. I guarantee that we will eventually get to things with names. Although the Revo Canyon did, and the Cruiser. The MTech was an MTA882CH. So anyway, D2. I'm already going off. So this one has titanium handles, D2 blade, but it's titanium frag, and I just wanted to have a piece of that. 25 bucks. Amazon again. I am such a Amazon slut. Can I say that? Is that okay? Am I gonna get dinged from YouTube for saying that nasty word? I don't know. But yeah, it's true. You can flick it, sort of. It's got the back flipper, which you can... Yeah, there's no detent on this one either, really, to speak of. But it is a frame lock. Possibly my first frame lock in my collection. I'm not sure. Yeah, 25 bucks. It's a funny one. Like this one. This is back in that small knife thing, and this one actually is... I will still carry this guy because I like it. So this is the Squid, and it is who's the designer? Burnley. I mean, it's very basic. It's a steel liner and liner lock and all that, but at least it's tip up, right? And yeah, I mean, a nice black wash sort of thing on it. Action is pretty darn good on this thing. You hit the thumb studs, you can flick it out, and it's a tiny little knife. And sometimes those small little blades, I think it's on washers. It's definitely not dropping. You know, it's not drop shut. I think it's on washers. But man, this is just a solid knife. I mean, really solid. That's G10 on the backspacer. What's the steel on this guy? 8CR. But I never really had a problem with this one. You know, it's like, you know, not all... Just because it has a steel name on it doesn't mean that it was heat treated correctly. But I think this one was pretty well done. This is one of my favorite CRKTs. It doesn't get carried a lot, but every once in a while I'll put it in that fifth pocket, you know, because it's small enough for sure. This is a Civivi. Sorry, it's the weekend. I feel a little crazy, I guess. This is, again, letters and numbers, ST126. Liner lock D2. Drop point, G10 handles. Made in China. And I'm grabbing it by the blade because I'm looking at my spreadsheet. 28 bucks. This is actually, I mean, the action on this thing, I mean, obviously bearings, it just drops so nice. I mean, I was shocked when I started seeing Civivi knives compared to some of the stuff I was buying. And just, man, just the quality. It's really pretty impressive. It's up there with Gonzo or some of those other ones. I mean, it's not necessarily, you know, they're not like going in and softening up all the edges or anything like that. It's a solid knife. I mean, it is just really, if you want a budget knife at 28 bucks, you really can't do a whole lot better than these guys. D2, but you can see, I haven't like oiled it up daily or anything like that. It's been sitting in the case for a while, but it's clean. Nice. I like the swedge on it, the way they got that swedge and it gets thicker out by the tip. I mean, it's some significant, I can't talk today, significant design little features. You know, got good access to the lock bar, all that stuff. I mean, it's not bad. Got some grip to it. Got some jimping to it. Not the best jimping. Anyway, Civivi. They got some good quality stuff. I mean, I'd carry this and use it for sure. All right, we're off, done with the first row. We're on to the next one. Speaking of Gonzo, there you go. Some of them come with these little bags, and I end up keeping them like in the bag in the case. So there's that Firebird sort of logo. Gonzo, again, we're with the numbers, right? We are, well, it's called the Firebird here. Yeah, so it does have a Firebird name to it. But again, nothing to write home to mom about, but nothing to complain about in a big way. I mean, nice swedge. We're talking, what's the seal on this guy? D2 again. So many of these knives you get D2 too, and it's not bad. Yeah, I mean, this one is a great user. Access, lock bar, clip works great. I mean, it's got a little bit of styling here, a little bit more styling, a little less texture on this one, but the jimping is grippy, very grippy. So got the back flipper only, downside there, but very cool. And we're talking about 29 bucks. This one's just a trainer. I actually have the actual knife later. Talk about Emerson. Emerson's definitely got the tactical side to them. Now this is not an Emerson sold knife. It's a Kershaw. But got it on Amazon. Me and my girlfriend want to do a little knife fighting, but we didn't want to cut each other up, right? That wouldn't be good. So got a couple of these guys. I got the blue one. I forget what she got. Maybe the black one. I don't know. Anyway, so you got the holes on it so you can tell. You show it to your partner and say, yep, you're not going to get cut with this guy. It's not going to slice you. And you can you know, practice getting out of the pocket, deploying it, you know, that kind of thing. And if you have the same knife, and it makes it very familiar in case you ever needed it. I mean, it's not a normal thing. Believe me, if you're just getting into knives and you think you're going to go out and have knife fights on a daily basis, unless you're going and looking for them, which I don't recommend you do, because, you know, they talk about, you know, all the training I've done with knife fighting, and they say you're going to get cut. You know, even if it's knife on knife or whatever. Certainly if you're just defending yourself against somebody with a knife. But you're going to get cut, and just be prepared for that. And just try to make sure that you know how to negate the chances of hitting major arteries and things like that, just so you can survive and hopefully make it to the hospital in time to not bleed out. Sorry about that. But it's a harsh reality. You know, stay away from it. That's the whole thing. Stay away from it. It's fun to play with it, though. Practice it and all that. I love that stuff. It's fun, but I mean, it's not like you want to ever get into a knife fight. ST. Civivi again. This is the Dash 132. ST 132 Lenderlock D2 again. Another cool one. I won this on B's channel. I remember him talking about, you know, you may not like this look on here, but I thought it was cool. It has this kind of Caribbean kind of feel to it for me. I don't know why. Maybe it's like the flag of some island in the Caribbean or something, Jamaica maybe. I don't know. But I thought it was cool. And definitely, you know, it's a solid knife again. Action's great. On washers, or no, bearings, dropping like it's hot. Good knife. Where are we at? Where are we at? We are moving on to another Amazon knife, JSWS. Haven't seen them recently. I remember Freedom Frog had gotten a deal with these guys, and they sent him some knives, and I thought, man, that's cool, because you know, he and I were, you know, he was bigger than me, but we're both like small channels at the time, and I might have not even been doing YouTube at the time, but I just think anybody who's going to support a smaller channel by sending them knives, I gotta go out and buy one of those knives. It's not a bad knife. I mean, it's a nice little spear pointy kind of thing, drop point. You could call it a spear point. It's just one of those just basics. It's got a pivot collar, kind of looks nice. I don't think it has a name. It's a camping folding knife. One of those things. 440C. Man, when I was growing up, early days of collecting, 440 was where it was at. It's either that or surgical stainless steel, which later on I heard lots of negative things about that. But 440 is legit. Decent action on bearings. Gotta get past that detent. But yeah. So I don't know if they're even still around. Maybe. I don't see them when I'm like searching around on Amazon, but that's where I got it. This is another Kershaw. Got to figure out which way to turn it, because it's like a kind of a dagger sort of shape. But it's not sharp on this side, and you can kind of tell which side's the sharp side and which side's not, which is good, because I like to get my thumb in there when I'm cutting, and I don't want to do that on the sharp side. Not really big on EDCing daggers per se, but this one feels pretty good. The Decimus, I think it's a Hinderer design. Yeah, Hinderer design, which kind of surprised me. I didn't know they ever did anything like this. Very much a dagger shape, but yeah, only sharpened on the one side. Nice black wash on it. It is assisted, you know, as a lot of Kershaws are. I'm not a big fan. I know that from what I hear, people that aren't so much collectors of knives but have knives kind of like an assisted knife. I kind of like to actually do all the opening myself and then be able to drop it down, and you can't drop this down. It's not going to drop. No matter how much you shake it, it's not. So you got to push it down. But it's not too bad. It's got some kind of like a rubbery kind of thing in the middle for grip. This over here gives you a little bit of jimping. You get at least a little bit of a guard there. A little bit of sharpening choil that works out okay. So Kershaw Decimus. Moving on. This is a Rosecraft. Let me catch up my my spreadsheet. I got too many things on here to see in one screen. I gotta keep scrolling. This is the Mohawk. Another. No, this is not the Mohawk. Wait a minute. I scrolled too fast. This one is. JSW Knives. Oh, did I get them mixed up? Well, let's get out the Mohawk, because they're mixed up in the case. That does tend to happen. Find the Mohawk. Where the heck are you? Where are you, Mr. Mohawk? Nope, that's not it. Is the Mohawk even here? Wow. Man, I really messed this up. Okay, well, we might have to... Did I put that the wrong place? Maybe that's what it... No, that's not it. Sorry. I wonder if the Mohawk's not even in the case right now. Okay, let me see if I can get back to where I need to be. Oh yeah, I skipped a bunch of knives. That's what happened. Okay, so we were on the... Yep. All right, we're going to get back on track. I skipped over a row. All right, so we got this guy here. This is where I want to be. The Screaming Skull clip. This is a dagger knife. A really inexpensive $30 dagger knife. Again, we're talking HCR. We haven't broken out of the D2 HCR 440 yet, but it's got great action. This one's called the Resident, and it does have that signature Screaming Skull clip. This one's only got one eye. You see it there? I got another one later that has two. It's got all these kind of funny looking texture things on it. That's a cool little knife. Dagger shape, only sharpened on one side. I love this blade shape. It's very pokey. You know, I like a knife that you can penetrate as well as slice. I think it's what a knife should be, personally. It's got a little glass breaker. I still haven't broken any glass with a knife yet. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm not hanging out in the right places or something. All right, moving on. The Pilar from CRKT. There we go. Okay, so this has got the brass scale on one side and the steel on the other side where the frame lock is. Man, I really like the blade grind on this one. Not so pokey, but it is just nice looking. Little small guy. Pilar, that's the name of, what's that guy's name? A writer. I'm going to blank on it. Hemingway. Ernest Hemingway. His boat was named the Pilar. I kind of found out about that later on. It's a Voxnays design. Where are we with the steel? We are at HCR still. Put a lanyard on this one because it's got that kind of that copper thing, and it just is a good colorway with this one. And it is a smaller knife. It's kind of like a lot of the fixed blades, the EDC fixed blades I like to carry. It's great because it has that forward finger choil. Not a lot of edge, so you know it'll do most everything you want it to do. That's plenty of edge for most things, but I'd rather have room on the handle than have edge, personally. I think it's more important. But you also have the lanyard. If you choke back, you got a little bit of lanyard to hold on to. It's kind of definitely a big old bulky lanyard, but I don't carry this knife tons, so it doesn't really bother me. And I do like the look. Let's see. That in there. On to. This is that rake. R-U-I-K-E. How that ends up being rake, I don't know. Ruike. Anyway, this is the one that some people say looks like a Sabenza. I'm not on board with that really. Gotta watch that lock bar. It's a pretty cool knife. I think it's stainless steel here. 14C28N. We finally broke out of the those other steels. 14C28 is good steel. $32. Great price. This is the RKE P801SF. I carried this one a lot. Not so much lately, but I definitely did carry it a lot. This is a very thin in the pocket, very thin this way. A lot of nice blue popping going on there with the anodizing. The clip's cool, definitely deep carry. I mean, really, it is a really good knife. I mean, we're not talking titanium, but we are 14C28N. Cuts well, good knife, good shape. Yeah, maybe they did kind of copy the overall shape, but yeah, you're not going to get confused. You're not going to, put the two together and say, oh, I don't know which one's the rake and which one's the CRK. But yeah, it is a good knife. Let's see if I can keep from getting distracted. I got an empty spot here, so I don't know what that is. May have to figure that out. Now I found the Mohawk. Here's the Mohawk. This is the Mohawk from Rosecraft. Rosecraft knives. HR, that's Hawkins Rose design. I thought it was really cool. I remember Scab got this one, and man, he did all kinds of stuff with it. I remember Mattis Faction hated it. But you know, I think it was the detent that he didn't like. But you know, it's not like Ozark Trail detent. It's definitely can be. I mean, I have kind of opened it up, cleaned it up, make sure I don't have it too tight or anything like that. But there's still no movement in it. It's a good solid work knife for sure. Nice harpoon, black wash, great G10, contoured. So I like the contouring. Good size knife. Yeah, I really like this one. Full size, I'd say, for a knife. It's not super snappy. It's not like it's gonna pop, you know. But if you give it a little gas, it'll pop out, no problem. So I'm not too worried about it. Oh, I'm putting it in the wrong spot. That empty spot. I gotta figure that out. I wonder if I got a knife on. I don't think I have a knife on the way that's going there. CRKT, the M16, the machine gun knife. I was on a trip for work. This is tip down. And I was like, a lot of times when I'm traveling, I like to pick up a knife while I'm out. And it was like, this is like a Walmart special. It was this or the Buck 110, and I really should. I do have a Buck 110, but at the time I did not. And I ended up getting this one for some reason. I remember seeing it on the Blade HQ channels, but I think the one they had was the bigger one. So this is the M16 01KS. This one is ACR. And yeah, the action is not so great on it. Definitely washers. I always wanted this one to be good action, but I never could quite dial it in. Obviously, it's got the tip, you know, down. I have carried tip down before, but it's just like I just never have carried it enough. You can't use these guys. They're stop pins, so they don't really work for flicking it out. So that's another issue. Got some good. It's got jimping. It's usable. A little small for my hand. You could choke up, but it's not comfortable at all. So it's kind of cool, kind of spear pointy, one-sided sharpened type thing. So yeah, this one does not really get used too much. We got the Boker Mermaid. And like I said, I was on those Blade HQ channels. Another tip down. They were just all about this one, and I was like new, and I drank the Kool-Aid, as they say. It's really actually a knife that can be used. The ergos are not horrible. Getting past the mythological awesomeness of this knife and that crazy anodize that it's got, it can be used as a knife. Holes in the blade is a little weird. Flipper tab is the flipper of the Mermaid. Clever. And the action, you know, bearings. No, not a whole lot of detent, but yep, there it is. But it is the Mermaid, and they sold a ton of these things. I remember it was kind of hard to get a hold of, and you didn't buy it for yourself, so my girlfriend ended up buying it for me out of pity. She wouldn't have known how pitiful necessarily it is, but it was epic at the time, and it was fun, and it's still fun. I like to have this in my collection. It's just a fun one to pull out just to talk about. Now, remember this guy? We're back. Let's catch up and think we're on track again. So we're here. There's the Mohawk. So this is the... Oh, that's weird. Okay, so the Decimus was supposed to be before this one. So that's there. What's going on? I think I have to reorganize all this stuff later. Okay, so I think we're okay. Kershaw Decimus. So it looks very much like a traditional knife. Talking to Andy... Andy's wife, you know, Andy, what's his last name? I should know. I do know, but I can't think of it. But you know what I'm talking about. He's the guy that does all their slip joints, right? And his wife, and I can't remember her name, but I see her at the shows, and she is just so much fun. And she's a firecracker, and she is just awesome and pleasant and just great to talk to. Anyway, she told him that she wanted to have a locking knife that looked like a traditional, and they kind of came up with this one here. I know this one's, it's got a little play back and forth. I kind of went to him and emailed him about it. It's kind of part of the whole way it's designed, I guess, because I could never get it to come out. It doesn't really bother me that much, but then again, you know, the button is kind of small, so it's not really the best. Let's just say that it's not one of my favorite Rosecraft knives, but I did kind of like the fact that it was like a Barlow kind of look. So versatile clip. What's the steel on this guy? We are talking D2. We're back to D2, and I think it shows. I think I saw a little bit of, no, maybe not. I think I saw a couple. There's a little spot right here. You see that? A little smudge. So I'm going to leave that out and hopefully get that sorted out. And also got to rearrange my case again. All right, the CEO. So we seem to be back on track now. The CEO. Again, this was that Blade HQ period of my knife life. I was going to change my channel's name to Ken's Knife Life at one point. And then I found out that somebody else had a Knife Life as their name. It's so hard to find an original idea nowadays, you know, because there's so much. It's kind of like trying to name a knife. Man, I hate that thumb stud. It's like sunk in there. Axis is not that great. And if you push too much on it, it pushes it. It's kind of like putting pressure on a lock bar. It kind of keeps you from being able to flip it out. I know there's a flipper version of it, and I really wish that I had that one. Yeah, I really wanted to have the CEO because, you know, I was wearing, at the time, we were definitely dressing up more at work, and I had shirts with pockets you put pins in. I figured, oh yeah, I can just put it in my pocket as a pin. And I did. I carried it a lot like that. But these, this is the deal breaker right here. Just getting it to deploy. Maybe it's just this knife. I don't know. Solid enough. It's a little. You can bend it. It's bendy. Tiny little knife. But anyway, it's that gent carry thing. Now let's see. This one, it's the Actium. Yes, I got mixed up. Syncut Actium. I love Syncut. I mean, they are budget knives for sure. But man, I love me a Syncut. This is just a basic knife, clip point, swedge on top, hollow grind. Obviously, it's a Civivi company with the budget on the budget side, so we got G10, and we're probably talking about 9CR. Most of them are. Let me see. This one says D2, so I guess this is back before they really switched over to that, but it's still nice, really nice looking grinds on it. Great action, just like you would expect from like a Civivi in general. But at a lower price. This one's like $43. We still haven't broke $50 yet, guys. Action's great. Forward finger choil. Plenty of room on the back. You know, Syncuts tend to be larger knives. Is another thing I like about them. The thumb studs are working really well. And you do, if you're a back flipper person, you also got that option. And then it's here. One thing I do like about a back flipper sometimes is it kind of gives you a little something to hold in your hand to keep you from sliding up on the blade. And even up here, you're held in right here on this finger. So, you know, I like to be locked in. I always say that. Man, and it's good. Yeah, good D10 on this one. It snaps. It snaps. Syncut. I mean, for budget brands, it could be like for the budget. I really like it. This guy's a fun one. Another one off of Beast Blades. Going down memory lane. Sanren Mew. SRM nowadays. This is back before they switched. Sandvik 14C28N. The 1006. Yeah, it's a big old blade. It drops. It definitely drops. It's got thumb stud. First flick is good. Feels good. Access to the lock bar. Clip's kind of basic but works. It's got, again, ready to break a glass whenever I need to do it. I'm going to be ready. And then that's going to be the day that I'm carrying a knife without a glass breaker. And I'll need to break some glass. I know that's going to happen. Interesting G10 on this. Kind of almost like a rock pattern sort of thing. Big old beefy. Good thumb position right there. Feels good. Little recurve. All the stuff I like that a lot of people don't like. Nice grind on that blade. Just really good grinds. I mean, this is a pretty cool knife. Hardly ever carry it anymore, but it is still cool. Just because I don't carry it, it's mostly because I got so many damn knives. Sin cut again. Serene. This is my favorite sin cut. Man, just a beautiful. I love that. I like the colors that they can get on a anodized aluminum. A big fan of aluminum. We use it all the time at work. Super strong stuff. We use it in piping systems, cryogenic piping systems. Man, it's great for temperature, for strength, heat exchange coefficients. Well, it's not going to geek out too much here, but it's got a little damage there. That's the only thing. You drop it and you're going to see a little bit. But I don't mind a knife that has a little bit of character, a little bit of something showing that it's been carried. Man, I really like this knife. I remember at Blade Show I went to go get it and they were sold out that year. It's like the year that this came out. Yeah. So this Sin Cut Serene. Great action. I did see it at the show, and then I ended up buying it after I got home off of Amazon. Great. Just nice. I really like this knife. My favorite from Sin Cut. All right. Next one. Well, this is another favorite. The Watuga. The Watuga. I bought this to give it away, and I just liked it way too much. And I guess they stopped making them, or it wasn't available anymore, so I couldn't let go. Couldn't let go. Maybe someday I'll give it away as one of my used knives on the giveaway. Because it is man, the action is just like, it's just so fidgety. That button lock. Mind you of a bees video? I told you I'm influenced. Nice micarta. Clip is, it's going to work though. Yeah, nice. Finger choil up there. Come back. Lots of stuff on the handle that locked me in. Jimping. Cool Warncliffe. Like it. Really like it. And we're still in the under $50 range. Moving on to a six leaf. Another one of those knives. I think this is another one I won off of Bees back when I used to win off of Bees. It's been forever. He's just got too many people on his lives. I mean, it's fun to have that many people, and it's not about the giveaways, even though some people are going there for that. Look at that shape on that thing. Looks like some kind of bird. But man, yeah. I think I either won it or I bought it because I saw it on there. I can't remember which it was. But it's got this cool thumb ramp. I really like that. The fuller, which can you use it? Oh yeah, you can. It's not the easiest thing to get a hold of because it's so short, but it can be used. Good action. So we're talking about SL09. That's the name, quote unquote name. D2 blade, G10 handles, and still $49. Where do we go from here? We go to Petrified Fish, the Beluga. Yeah, they got some good stuff. I don't have a lot of Petrified Fish knives, but this is a great knife. Big old knife. Super tall. Just a little bit different for the collection, right? This, I think this is micarta. Yeah, it is micarta. It's not the grippiest, but it definitely has some texture. It's a big, you got to have a big hand to really feel comfortable in this, but it feels comfortable in my hand. Feels really good. Some people think it's too big. I know they came up with a smaller version of it. Only a front flipper. So that's kind of down. Well, I guess you can get the fuller. You can get the fuller as well. Front flipper or fuller. But no back flipper, so some people don't like that too. beluga. I bent the heck out of this clip one day because it's so thin down here around where the screws are, and it caught on the door coming out and it just bent it like 90 degrees. So I got out the multi-tool and worked it out, and it's still a little bit janky there, but it clips. It works on the, and it hasn't bent again since then. I was worried that it was just going to be weak after that, but it's hanging in there. Still clips. The beluga is a 14C. Oh no. There he is. K110. K110. So this is like K110 is kind of like a D2. Maybe a Chinese D. No, because a lot of Chinese come out with D2. K110 is, I think, is very close to a Chinese, to a different version of D2. Like some other steel's naming configuration for D2 or something. It's like the metallurgy is the same or something. Not that I know what I'm talking about, but you know, you want to sound like you know what you're talking about. I'm gonna take a sip because this is long. I hope. Oh gosh, it's gonna go long. Might have to break this into two, guys. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to. Because otherwise it's already going to be like an hour. Petrified fish. It's going to be one of those videos where you got to split it up. This is not petrified fish. This is Remet. Yeah, definitely got to break it into two. Or it'd be 2 hours. I knew it was going to be like that. I just can't stop myself. I like the color. I think that's cool. Like a pistachio kind of look, right? Nice, like how it's kind of smoked, kind of bead blast on there. It looks really nice with the satin on the flat. It's just got a great look to it. This one is the Wild Species from Remet with 14C28N. It's got great action. Guys, it's a little loose though. I gotta tighten that up. But yeah, great action, always, even if it's tightened up. I like the shape and the look of it. I mean, Remet's got some real classy looks. Just the way that blade looks. It just looks nice. That G10 on it, the way they expose the layers, and it just comes out looking nice. It's a great knife. Kind of a sharpening choil only, but it's almost like a 50-50 finger choil. Feels good in the hand. Really nice. All right, well, I'm getting close to wrapping it up. I'm going to finish up. Finish up this row, and then we'll call it. And then we'll see what happens on the next one. Really dragging this out. But people asked for this, and this is what you get. I could have warned you that this was going to be the thing. The Moriarl. Still don't know how to pronounce it. The Moriarl. I had all these high hopes that I was going to be able to go through this whole case. I don't know why I thought that was the case. 14C28N again. G10. Still under 50. We're still hanging out. You know, a lot of, it's that price point thing, you know, like, you know, it's $49.95. So it's so much cheaper than 50. 5 cents cheaper than 50. That one's locked up. Nice blade. This is a great. One of my favorite budget knives. Just that slicer grind, sort of grind on it. Excellent. They do have like a premium one that came out recently. I like this one though. I don't think I need the premium one. This one is so nice. I mean, if I hadn't bought this one, I would definitely think about getting the premium, especially knowing how good this one is. Just, you know, chamfered down or radiused out on the edges. It just feels super comfortable. Thick, so it fills my hand. I like that. Just so nice. So nice. Nice little relief. It's got thick liners for the liner lock, even to the point where they do like a little relieving on the on it, so it'll move, you know. All right, 2 more in this row, and that's it for this one, guys. Man, if I did my whole collection, I can't even imagine how long that would take. I'd have to take breaks. So this is, you know, the trainer one that I had. Where's that guy? Got the trainer here. Let's see if I can get it, the front flip. Yep. So that's it. This is a slightly different blade shape, but it's basically the same handle. So you get the idea. It has to have the Emerson wave. This is the actual blade because it doesn't have holes in it, right? It does have that thumb disc. Definitely on washers. I mean, you definitely have a different feel when it's on washers, but it's smooth. It's the Kershaw version of an Emerson. Later on in the more expensive case, you will see an actual Emerson. And there is a difference, but this is a pretty good knife, and it's a good price too. Still under 50, like I said. Okay, maybe I can go. Let's see how much longer I'd have to go to get to breaking 50. Oh, we're almost there. We'll go for it. We'll go for it. It's going to be over an hour. Well, maybe just an hour. All right, let's buckle down, guys. Buckle up. We're going to speed it up a little bit, hopefully. So that one is the, I forgot to say, the CQC 7K from Kershaw. Okay, Boker. Ooh, there it is. Snappiness. So this is a California legal. If you ever wondered how small a knife had to be an auto and legal in California, this is it. That's how small it has to be. So it's under 2 inches. This is the Boker Vox Compact. I think it's obviously a Voxnay design. It's a Vox design, that's what it says. So under 50 still. Side auto, D2. Aluminum handles, as you see in a lot of the autos. It's got a good snap to it. Boker, they know how to make auto knives. I wish I could own more of them. Small, so I have the lanyard on there. It's actually a Civivi one. If you look closely, you can see something I got free with something. So, you know, if I'm down here, I got something to hold on to keep the knife from flying out of my hand. Yeah. So this is just to have a side auto, but it's not a bad knife at all. Definitely can use it. I mean, it's functional. It's got a good blade to it. Steel's D2. Is it D2? Boker Voxnay D2. Yeah, I was right. Let's see where we are. I think actually we're closer than I thought. We got one more knife under 50 bucks, and we'll call it. Okay, that's good. That's good. It's a good place to break it up. Put that one away. And this one is USA made. Can you believe it? Under 50 bucks. That's why I had to buy it. It's a backlock. Not great at flicking out, but it is a one-handed operating. It's just hard to get it. You have to shake it a bit to get it to break through that lock and not chop your fingers off. It's not easy. It's not easy. But this is the Spitfire. Recurve blade. What do we got here? We are talking a 420 HC, which, you know, Buck is pretty famous for. Buck 110's got that 420 high carbon. Buck USA made. I could imagine that possibly there's some screws or something that are not made in the U.S. Possibly aluminum handle. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure, but I do know that it's at least the majority of it's made in the USA, from what I've been told. Nice back lock on it, as you would expect from Buck in most cases, right? When you have a locking knife, you can actually, if you really give it some wrist, you can actually get it to flick all the way open. It's a pretty cool looking knife. I like the green little backspacer there. Little subtle pop of color, and that's a crazy clip, but it works. Crazy wide, probably unnecessary, but different. It's different. It's not like your typical folded over clip. Kind of funky little rise there. Don't feel it much in hand. It's very narrow carry. Good thumb ramp. Nice feel. You can choke up. It works, but I'd pretty much stick back here. I get my 4 fingers on, and I got a good thumb ramp. So feels good, top swedge. Nice little knife. Buck for under 50 bucks and made in the USA. First one in this collection, and maybe the last one in this collection that's from oh no, I see another one coming up. All right, but it's on the next one. So we're going to go above 50. This is the collection. I'll put it in the title and I'll say it's my budget collection under $50. And then we'll move on from 50 to 100 on the next one. All right, guys, definitely enough talking. We did get it under an hour, but that's a long video. But some people don't mind it. So hopefully you find a way to get through, or you just decide you're going to pass on it. Either way, thank you so much for any watching you do, anyhow you decide to watch, whatever. Watching it and cooking a meal or something and just kind of in the background, maybe popping over when you see something that sounds interesting. Thanks a lot, guys. You guys have a good one. Enough talking. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the second half of the budget case collection video. See you. Bye.